The Whispering House. Some houses aren't just walls and windows. They breathe, they wait, they whisper. Noshin thought she had accepted a simple caretaker job, but what she didn't know was that the house she entered was alive with shadows, and it was hungry for her soul. The story. The evening sky was bruised purple, the kind of twilight that stretched long shadows across the earth as if warning everything alive to seek shelter. The road that led to the old mansion twisted through dead trees, their branches rattling against each other like the bones of long-forgotten corpses. Noshin's hands trembled on the steering wheel. She whispered to herself, "It's just a job, just one night." The agency had promised double pay for watching over the abandoned property while its legal papers were being processed. She needed the money desperately. The first glimpse of the house made her heart drop. The mansion sat crouched at the end of the road, like a predator waiting in silence. Its roof sagged with rot, windows hollow like black eyes staring at her. The air felt heavier as she parked. Even the crickets had stopped singing. As she stepped out, the iron gate groaned, echoing like an old man's sigh. She pushed it open and muttered, "This place, it's suffocating." Her footsteps crunched against gravel that hadn't seen life in decades. Inside the house, the door unlocked too easily. No resistance, no effort, as if the house wanted her inside. The smell hit her first, damp wood, mold, and something faintly metallic like rust or dried blood. She flicked on her flashlight. The beam sliced across walls streaked with water stains that resembled screaming faces. The silence was unnatural, not even the creak of the house settling. "Okay," she whispered. "Check the rooms, sit down, wait till morning." But the air was thick, heavy. It was like walking underwater, every breath harder than the last. She entered the living room. Dusty portraits lined the walls, faces of strangers who seemed to watch her every move. One portrait in particular made her freeze. A woman with hollow eyes and a crooked smile. The paint looked too fresh, as though someone had touched it recently. She shook her head. "You're imagining things." But when she turned, the woman's painted eyes seemed to follow her. The whispers begin. Noshin sat on a broken armchair, pulling her jacket tighter. The silence was unbearable. She pulled out her phone. No signal. The battery icon blinked red. That's when she heard it. A faint whisper. At first, it sounded like the wind, but then it grew distinct. "Leave now." She jumped to her feet, the flashlight trembling in her hand. "Who's there?" The whisper slithered across the walls, around her, inside her ears. "Leave while you can." She ran to the front door, grabbed the knob, and locked it. She hadn't locked it herself. She twisted, pulled, and slammed her fist against the wood, but it wouldn't budge. Her pulse pounded in her throat. "This isn't real. This can't be real." The upstairs. She forced herself to move upstairs, hoping for another way out. Each step groaned under her weight, echoing like a drumbeat in a funeral procession. At the top of the stairs, a long hallway stretched into blackness. Doors lined both sides. Some are straightly open, others shut tight. Her flashlight caught something on the floor, small, wet footprints, bare feet, leading from one of the rooms straight across the hall and stopping right in front of her. Her breath caught. No, no, no! A sudden gust slammed one of the doors shut. She screamed, the echo chasing itself through the halls. The room with the cradle. One door stood ajar, a faint glow coming from within. Against her better judgment, Noshin stepped inside. It was a nursery. Dust-covered toys were scattered on the floor. A broken rocking horse leaned in the corner. And in the center, an old wooden cradle creaked back and forth, slowly, rhythmically, empty. Yet it rocked as though someone invisible soothed the child within. Noshin's heart hammered so loud it drowned everything else. She whispered, "Please, stop." The cradle stopped instantly. And then a voice, soft, childish, right behind her ear. "Play with me." She spun around. No one, only the broken toys stared at her with cracked faces. The portrait room. Shaking, she stumbled into another room. This one was lined with more portraits, but they weren't dusty. They were pristine, untouched. She stepped closer, shining her flashlight across them. Her blood turned cold. Every portrait was of her. Different poses, different angles. Her face, her clothes, even her jacket she was wearing now. Her mouth went dry. No, this isn't possible. One portrait, larger than the rest, hung at the center. It showed her sitting in the same armchair downstairs, only her eyes were gouged out in the painting. Thick streaks of red dripped from them. Noshin staggered back, her mind reeling. The whispers returned, harsher this time. "You are ours now." The descent. The floorboards rattled beneath her feet. The house shook as though it were alive and angry. She ran down the hallway, flashlight flickering. Shadows stretched unnaturally long, reaching for her ankles like black hands. She stumbled down the stairs, nearly falling. The front door stood open wide now, inviting, mocking. Relief surged through her. She bolted for it. But just as she reached the threshold, it slammed shut with a deafening crash. And standing between her and the door was the woman from the portrait. The woman's hollow eyes glowed faintly, her crooked smile stretching wider than humanly possible. Her voice was both a whisper and a scream. "You shouldn't have come here." Noshin tried to scream, but her voice caught in her throat. She stumbled back, tears streaming down her face. "Please, let me go." The woman's bony hand reached out, touching Noshin's cheek. The touch burned cold. The whisper became a chorus, voices overlapping, male, female, child, all chanting, "Stay, stay, stay." The walls bled, dark stains oozed down the wallpaper. The portraits laughed silently. The cradle upstairs began rocking violently. Noshin's flashlight burst, plunging her into total darkness. Her final scream echoed through the mansion, and then silence. Morning sunlight filtered into the old house. A man in a suit entered, holding a set of fresh keys. He looked around at the quiet rooms and nodded. "Yes," he muttered into his phone. The caretaker job is complete. The girl, she didn't make it. He smiled faintly. The house has chosen. It always does. The whisper followed him as he left, almost like a sigh of satisfaction. She's ours now.